Hi, I'm Allison Grandy. You might recognize me from Cairo 7, where I'm a reporter on the evening news. I've covered the east side for Cairo for about 20 years. I was looking forward to meeting all of you in person, but given the current situation, this is best for all of us. The luncheon is now a virtual event, which also means it doesn't have any calories. The Lake Washington Schools Foundation has created a series of videos to tell the story about the great work they do and the impact their efforts have on the community. Please watch the videos. Thank you.
They feel like their GPA really define who they are.
Everybody needs a lunch buddy.
He gets bullied a lot for being different, for having different interests.
I dreaded the weekend because it would be another 3 days of being hungry. In the last 4 years, I've lost 3 friends to suicide.
I've met with students who are so stressed out, they cry because they feel like they have to be taking 6 AP classes.
He so desperately wanted to be a friend and to have good friends, and really just was having a hard time figuring out how to do that on his own.
All day long, her child hears negative things from adults. Stop doing this, don't do this. Why can't you do more of this?
They didn't get their dinner from that night, or they didn't get their breakfast that morning, and they come to school and they're expected to focus.
18% of Lake Washington School District seniors have considered suicide.
I began volunteering with the Lake Washington School Foundation back in 2016 and developed the Find Your Fit program for them.
Summer before my senior year, and I was trying to figure out how to write the college essay, and I was kind of at a loss.
Even right now is a stressful time because all the colleges are releasing. I've had texts this morning from students, I got into UW, I got waitlisted from UW, and I just always tell them to breathe. Everything will work out. None of this defines a student. None of it defines a parent. We have so many smart kids in our district, and students work so hard, and they think that, you know, getting 4.0s and top test scores is all that it's going to take to get into the top college, whatever that means to them. And unfortunately, that's not the reality of the system.
The Lunch Buddy program is a program where we have community members come into the school building and share lunch with students. Some of our students face challenges that lunch buddies are able to address by building relationships with them, by showing up consistently and letting them know that they care.
I love kids coming together. Our whole goal is to help kids who struggle to make friends find a new peer to hang out with. We hate the thought of kids at lunchtime sitting by themselves.
I got involved in KCT through my mom telling me about it. I tried it out, I went to an event, and I found that I really connected with the purpose and the story.
Kids coming together is a little complicated because we have several facets. The main goal is to help kids in grades 3 through 8 find new friends and connect with their community. The cool thing is that we do this by having high school leaders help facilitate friendships and bonding and finding common goals. And the high school kids then get to learn how to run a nonprofit.
I think that the utilization of high schoolers as mentors for these kids is incredibly important, and it really gives them someone to look up to.
As an adult, it's the expectation that if we miss a meal because we were at a meeting or something during the lunchtime with students, as adults we know that we just kind of have to continue and do our best. I think the tricky part is to put our shoes in an elementary students and imagine the expectations for them are the exact same, and they might be experiencing they didn't get their dinner from that night, or they didn't get their breakfast that morning, and they come to school and they're expected to focus, make socially appropriate choices, and to follow directions, and it's hard. I mean, if you're a kid and you're hangry, it's not going to work out that well for them, and we want them to be successful.
To see the ripple effect that somebody who's in crisis has on those around them is very painful.
As a kid in school today, I know that a lot of kids deal with issues and trauma in their everyday life that sometimes they can't talk to other kids about.
My wish would be that we would never have to see the ripple effect that a suicide would have on a family, on a school, on individuals. I would love to see that go away, but it's one step at a time. And that means that we have to do as much as we can do with what we have.
Last year, we did 12 workshops for the Find Your Fit program.
Mary Pat doesn't tell you what to write about for your essays, but she helps you explore your own life and your ideas and how you can express those in an essay to a college that will get you into a college.
Through the workshops, I explain the process. I use a lot of data for parents and for students so that they understand why it's so important to have a balanced list.
Before I met with Mary Pat, we only had very expensive reach schools that had low acceptance rates.
The reason why we do that is that so that everybody has a fair chance, so they understand that it's not just wealthy families who can apply to the best schools. I always say this is not rocket science.
Mary Pat was able to talk with us and explain to us how there were other opportunities we could look at. For instance, schools that were maybe less selective but would offer money to talented students. And she was able to expand our knowledge of what colleges were available to us and help my mom out as far as choosing options that were more financially suitable for us.
Last year, we had more than 1,000 people attend our 12 workshops. I'm always amazed at the number of people who sign up and keep signing up and tell their friends about it.
The lunch buddies come in about once a week, and students really count on them showing up. They get excited when they know that they're coming, and it's a really positive experience. They're just a different person in their life. They have a relationship that is unique. It's very different than the relationship that they have with their teachers and peers and parents. It's a relationship that doesn't have expectations. I'll share one story about a boy who was having a hard time getting along with his friends and really struggled to have appropriate social interaction with his peers. He so desperately wanted to be a friend and to have good friends, and really just was having a hard time figuring out how to do that on his own. His lunch buddy came in every single week, and after they would eat lunch together, the lunch buddy would stay with him during recess and go out and help him make friends.
Kids Coming Together is an organization geared primarily to helping kids who struggle make friends and connect with the community.
Well, we host events every month. We host game nights, we host community service events at the farm.
I had a parent approach me during one of the events, and she told me that all day long her child hears negative things from adults. Stop doing this, don't do this, why can't you do more of this? And this parent was absolutely floored that these high school kids were volunteering their own time just to put, sorry. Oh, wow.
When I talked to him, he told me that at school he gets bullied a lot for being different, for having different interests, for being shy and quiet. And that really hit hard with me because as a kid who was bullied in elementary school, I really connected with him. And through the evening, we were cleaning the dolls, and he started opening up, telling me about himself.
And this parent was absolutely floored that these high school kids were giving up their own time just to shower her kid with positive attention. And she said it made a world of difference.
In the Lake Washington School District community, I know a lot of people are probably assuming that our families don't need this resource. Nearly 1,000 families within our Lake Washington School District community rely on this resource. And it can be a supplement or their main way of getting their food.
When I found that there was a youth mental health first aid training, I went to it. And I was so inspired because it gave me the confidence that I could actually be the bridge that could help somebody and save their life
A lot of high schoolers my age really struggle, and one of the biggest struggles is actually reaching out for help and getting help when you need it, because it's so hard and we live in a society that's so pressured and you feel like you have to be perfect.
The more people that we can have understand this and be educated on mental health is going to be the difference that our youth need. In youth mental health, we teach that one trusted adult can be the lifeline to a youth in crisis, and that could be you.
Everyone struggles with anxiety, feeling overwhelmed. Everyone struggles with that kind of thing, and we shouldn't shy away from that as a society. We really should face that head on and try and bridge that gap.
I'm really grateful that the foundation allows me to volunteer my services to do this. It's very meaningful to me, and it's a way for me to give back to the community.
Because of the Lake Washington Schools Foundation and Find Your Fit, I was able to write 3 or 4 really good essays that I was able to use across the board for 13 colleges that I applied to, which is a lot. But I've already been accepted to 4 of them, including UW.
It's only doable through the foundation, and the foundation runs on fundraising. Without donations, the foundation cannot do what they do. And I don't personally believe that enough families really understand all that the foundation does in our school district and in the community.
My wish would be that every child in Lake Washington School District who needs a lunch buddy would have that opportunity to thrive by getting the social and emotional support that lunch buddies can offer. Right now we have a waiting list of students who need someone to come and spend time with them and offer the love and support that only lunch buddies can give.
It's so easy to make a difference for these kids. We need a little bit of money, a little bit of time, and a little bit of effort. And some of these children who don't have a friend will have a friend, and that will help them get through middle school and high school. And it's all up to us. We are the ones that can make a difference for these kids.
There are many ways that families and community members can help in the Lake Washington School District. One way is to spread the word. So if you know a family that is in need, make sure they know about it. Check out the resource, check out the website.
Lake Washington School District is outstanding in so many ways, with academics, with our test performance. Our vision for the future is to have Lake Washington School District be the school district people look to with the happiest students.
If you've joined us at the luncheon before, you know that you can be inspired by the people you're sitting by the speakers that you see in front of you, by the gathering of hundreds of people from our community all coming together for the same purpose.
Lake Washington Schools Foundation is 14 years old, and as we look into the future of what the next 14 years could bring, we're excited to see the possibility of a brighter future, one where our students are more resilient to the challenges emotionally as well as academically that they can face. One where our students work without barriers to access and inclusion and are able to come together and enrich each other's education even more so than they already do.
Please take the time to do what you would have done at the luncheon, but do it now. Write that check, go to that website, really take the inspiration we hope you're deriving from what we have to say today and go and do right now.
Today is your opportunity to be the bridge for our students. Build a bridge. Être un pont.
Devenir ta guécha.
做一个桥 build a bridge.
Build a bridge.
Build a bridge.
Be the bridge.